Hey guys, this channel is for the thinking, intelligent people who learn advanced Russian. We continue working on the article Октябрьская революция 1917 года, the October Revolution of 1917. Историческая справка. Now, who remembers from the previous lesson what spravka was, in this case? Because it's not a document here. In other contexts, spravka might mean an official document. But here it just means brief summary. So, историческая справка basically means historical summary. And our last sentence, so you can open the printed materials if you have it printed. If you don't, then you have the link below this video. But I recommend that you print it, especially if you want to continue in this Russian school, because we will be dealing with that. You will need to mark things. You will have to follow my instructions and my comments, and then mark your printed materials accordingly. That's at least how I recommend that you work. Now, our last sentence was this one. Just look at the screen, please. Сейчас сложно судить о том, могла ли страна пойти по другому пути, или революция была неизбежна. Но само событие перевернуло ход отечественной истории. That was our last sentence. I'm just going to translate this sentence for you, and then we are going to start our new material. So, сейчас сложно судить о том. Now it is difficult to judge regarding the fact whether the country, you remember могла ли, whether the country could пойти по другому пути, go some other way, или революция была неизбежна, or the revolution was unavoidable. So, yeah, just reminding you that неизбежна was unavoidable, inevitable. Но само событие перевернуло ход отечественной истории. But the very event, you remember, событие was event, перевернуло, turned upside down. Ход means course, the course. Отечественной, we explained that the last time, it was Russian. So it was, because отечество means fatherland. So in the Russian context, when they say отечественной, it means related to Russia. So it turned upside down the course of Russian history. And today we're going to deal with причины Октябрьской революции. Now, причины means causes. The causes of October Revolution. And they say it the following way. Историки по-разному оценивают причины Октябрьской революции 1917 года. So, оценивают comes from оценивать, which means to evaluate. And по-разному means differently. That's an adverb. По-разному, differently. So, историки, the historians, по-разному, differently, оценивают, evaluate, причины, the causes, Октябрьской революции 1917 года, the October Revolution of 1917. So, again, историки по-разному оценивают причины Октябрьской революции 1917 года. Historians evaluate differently the causes of October Revolution of 1917. Люди были недовольны большим разрывом в уровне жизни правительства и народа. Хотели устранить социальную несправедливость, уравнять людей в правах и обязанностях и искоренить мировые войны. Let's go over the vocabulary first. You will have probably a lot here. Недовольны means unsatisfied. Большим разрывом. Разрывом comes from разрыв, which is gap. Now, if you have those materials printed, I would recommend that you write those things above, especially words that you don't know. Then it's going to be much easier. That is the meaning of printing those materials out. So, therefore, when they say люди были недовольны большим разрывом, we'll translate that as people were unsatisfied with the big gap. В уровне жизни. Уровне comes from уровень, which is the level. So, уровень жизни means the level of life. Like, meaning basically the level, when they talk about уровень жизни, it basically means the level of prosperity. So, в уровне жизни, but I will just translate the level of life, like word by word. Правительство и народа. So, правительство means government, народ means people, like common folk. So, the first part of the sentence goes the following. Люди были недовольны большим разрывом в уровне жизни правительства и народа. So, people were unsatisfied with the big gap in the level of life of the government and common people. Хотели устранить социальную несправедливость. Несправедливость means unfairness or inequality in this case. So, but let's just translate that directly. Unfairness, social unfairness. So, хотели устранить. Устранить means to erase. And it continues what people wanted. So, хотели устранить социальную несправедливость. Wanted, meaning people wanted to erase social unfairness. Meaning mostly social inequality in this particular context. Уравнять людей в правах и обязанностях. Уравнять means make equal. Уравнять. Because, you know, равно. Равно means equals. So, уравнять means to equal. To equalize. To equalize people. В правах. Права means rights. So, в правах means in their rights. И обязанностях. So, обязанности means duties. Обязанность, singular, means duty. So, when they say that people wanted to уравнять людей в правах и обязанностях, it means to equalize people in rights and duties or obligations. Yeah? Meaning, of course, in their rights and obligations. И искоренить мировые войны. Now, искоренить, that's a synonym of устранить, and it means to uproot. It, like, directly, because искоренить, you might notice here the root корень. Корень means root. So, uproot, meaning erase. Мировые войны, world wars. Yeah, because война means war, войны, wars, мировые, world. So, искоренить мировые войны would be to uproot, to erase world wars. Now we're going to read this whole sentence, and you are going to see that you get it very well. Люди были недовольны большим разрывом в уровне жизни правительства и народа. Хотели устранить социальную несправедливость, уравнять людей в правах и обязанностях, и искоренить мировые войны. People were unsatisfied with the big gap in the level of life of the government and the common people. Wanted to erase social unfairness, to equalize people in rights and duties, and erase world wars. You see? It's a good feeling to understand real Russian, correct? Now, they're saying, к объективным причинам недовольства определенной прослойки населения можно отнести. So they're talking here about объективные причины, к объективным причинам. So, причина means cause. Объективный, objective. Отнести, please underline if you have it printed, and right above отнести, relate. So, можно отнести, it is possible to relate, because можно means it is possible or we can. We can relate. Now, прослойка comes from прослойка, which is a layer. Therefore, прослойка населения would be a layer of society. And определенной прослойки населения would be a certain level of society, because определенный means certain. And недовольство means unsatisfaction. So you see, in the previous sentence, we had люди были недовольны. People were unsatisfied. So недовольство, that's a noun from the same root. And it means lack of satisfaction. So now, please see how you get it really, really well. К объективным причинам недовольства определенной прослойкой населения можно отнести. To the objective, it's going to be a little bit wrong English, but you will get it. to the objective causes of the non-unsatisfaction of a certain layer of society, we could relate, or we could address. In the proper English, the same sentence would sound something like, we could relate the following points to the objective reasons of the unsatisfaction of a certain layer of society. So let's see which points they relate to the causes of revolution. First, экономическую нестабильность и кризис, который стал следствием участия в Первой мировой войне. Nestabilist means lack of stability, instability, yeah, nestabilность. So economical instability and crisis, который стал следствием. Следствие means consequence or result. Который стал, which became a consequence of. Который стал следствием, which became, and it relates to the crisis. Which became the consequence. Участие comes from участие, which is participation. В Первой мировой войне, in the First World War. So now, please see how it works together. Экономическую нестабильность и кризис, который стал следствием участия в Первой мировой войне. Economical instability and crisis, which became the consequence of the participation in the First World War. Next one. Человеческие потери, которые тоже отразились на психологическом состоянии населения. So потери means losses. Therefore, человеческие потери would be human losses. Отразились means отразились на, you can underline отразились на together as one expression. Got reflected in. So, психологическом состоянии. Состояние means condition. Население means, here's население, but население means population. So, человеческие потери, которые также отразились на психологическом состоянии населения. Human losses, which also got reflected on the psychological state or condition of the population. Сложности крестьянского вопроса. So, крестьянского comes from the root of крестьянин, which means a peasant. So, сложности means complications. So, complications of the peasant question. Сложные жизненные условия и низкий уровень образования у людей. Жизненные условия means condition of life, because условия means conditions. Сложные means complicated. Низкий уровень образования. Образование means education. Therefore, низкий уровень образования means low level of education. У людей, like with people. So now, please see how it works together. Сложные жизненные условия и низкий уровень образования у людей. So, a complicated life conditions and low level of the education with people. Now, in the next sentence, you have a mistake here. You need to, if you have your printed material, instead of организации, it should be организация with я at the end, because that's четкая организация, that's singular. So, it says, значительную роль сыграли харизматический лидер Ленин и четкая организация у партии большевиков. So, значительную means significant. Значительную роль сыграли means significant role played. In English, we would put it in the end. We would first put the causes, like this, such and such things, played a significant role. But here it's the opposite. So, the significant role played харизматический лидер, a charismatic leader, Lenin, и четкая организация. Четкая means precise. Четкая. Please underline if you're not familiar. Right above that, precise. So, четкая организация means precise organization у партии большевиков, in the party of Bolsheviks. Yeah? I would say actually четкая организация в партии большевиков, but that's the same. Yeah? У партии and в партии. It's the same. And then, so again, значительную роль сыграли харизматический лидер В.И. Ленин, Владимир Ильич Ленин, и четкая организация у партии большевиков. So, the significant role played the charismatic leader, Lenin, and precise organization with or in the party of Bolsheviks. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to read this whole part that we have learned today. And please check yourself. You're going to see that you understand it now very well, even if you don't remember every word. So look how it works. Причины Октябрьской революции. Историки по-разному оценивают причины Октябрьской революции 1917 года. Люди были недовольны большим разрывом в уровне жизни правительства и народа. Хотели устранить социальную несправедливость, уравнять людей в правах и обязанностях и искоренить мировые войны. К объективным причинам недовольства определенной прослойки населения можно отнести экономическую нестабильность и кризис, который стал следствием участия в Первой мировой войне, человеческие потери, которые также отразились на психологическом состоянии населения, сложности крестьянского вопроса, сложные жизненные условия и низкий уровень образования у людей. Значительную роль сыграли харизматический лидер Владимир Ильич Ленин и четкая организация у партии большевиков. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you at the next lesson. And if you are interested in getting your private coaching, private lessons in advanced Russian or whatever Russian level you have from me, please contact me with the details below. Contact details below. Thank you so much, and I wish you lots of love and good health. Ciao, ciao.